joke, you're alive across the board.
All right. I'm gonna.
You go on TikTok.
You got it. I'm gonna log on TikTok.
Log on TikTok. Remember, you're live, so I'd let people know that.
What's up, everybody? It sounds like we're live. It's great. It's gonna be a great show, you guys. Thank you for your patience. Today's episode is going to be a special one, not just because it's the first episode that you guys get to meet me, Taven the Caveman, but you get to experience this first cave art adventures with your boy. We're going to be doing some simple stuff right now, and we're going to be working on 2 dioramas and opening some toys later on too. And then, if I get a little froggy and like I want to show off some, I might show you guys a really cool build that I made a couple years ago that I still use to this day. So if you guys like dioramas, action figures, if you like crafting yourself, this is the spot to be right now. Okay, I hate... So, as we hang out here together, give me guys, why don't you guys think about some cool ideas you'd like to build. Maybe put them in the comments. Let us know how you feel about it. If you're intimidated by art at all, I think this is the place that'll help you relax a bit and have fun, especially if it's your first time crafting. Okay. All right. Alright, so here I'm just letting the crowd know what we're up to today. You gotta give them something enticing to hang on to, right? So I'm gonna share this really awesome picture with them first, and then I'll show you guys what I just shared. Again, I am Taven the Caveman, and I'm here to craft with you guys. Really quickly, I do want to share what I just took a picture of, because I think it'll only be fair if you guys know what I am working with. If you guys can see this, there we go. This is a diorama that I've been working on for the past couple of days. Today, I'm moving on to the back. As you can see, these walls are textured on some of the bricks, and we got a similar pattern following it all around the back. If you're wondering about the material that I use quite a bit. Some of this stuff is XPS foam, flexible foam sheets, and just different size of XPS foam for most of it. I also have some poster boards in there that I glue together and airbrush so that I can get that crisp look that we like. So, here we go. Hey guys, what's up, my F-Forts? It's Taven the Caveman, just hanging out today. Today we're going to do a little bit of painting and working on some dioramas. It is the first episode of Cave Art Adventures that I am going to be airing from now on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, at 3 p.m. Pacific Time to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. So, if you guys are interested in hanging out with me for that long, because you got nothing else to do, you know, take a break from doom scrolling and do something creative with yourself. Get some material and come craft with me. It's gonna be a good time. I'm just gonna get into it, guys. I've been working on these stands for action figures because my action figures look a little lonely. You know, they look a little plain right now, and because they're all standing in rows as we normally pose our action figures like that. You know, when we just have them in like an army stance. You know, I can't see all the guys in the back, so I made different size stands. As you can see, this one is about 4 inches tall, so that we can get some of those short guys in the back to really pop up. I've been painting these with all sorts of blues so they can match one of my dioramas that I made earlier. It is one that I thought would be really cool to mix. It's like the mixture of the entrance of a cave and like a lair, you know, like a superhero lair. I really have fun posing action figures in front of that one. It's just that it's a little too plain now. It's singular dimension. It doesn't have anything that protrudes from the walls. So I wanted to add layers, and I wanted to make it all match. And these are the colors, like I said. I'm going to be using tons of blues for this. Tons of them. Hey everybody that's joining me here on TikTok. I am live in 3 different places. I am on TikTok, YouTube, and on Roku. You can find us at the Roku, through the Roku streaming channel or app, and look for us in the DIY channel and or MBC icon if you see it. There you'll see me doing this. At the time right now, I am not taking guests, but I will gladly talk to you in the comments because I really appreciate your guys' attention and just being here. It's a great day to just hang out. Raw, what's good, my friend? Art. That's what I'm doing today, man. I gotta keep the mind motivated and stay crafty, otherwise you lose it, you know? So for those, wherever you guys are watching me from, I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you have projects that you can chill with me and work on, because that's probably the best way we're going to have fun. If I'm crafting and you're crafting, there's no way fun is not going to be a thing. You know what I mean? So you might be wondering, why is your paint party? Well, because I'm using all of these blues. I got to use all of these up. I got to make space for new paints that I want to buy. And a lot of these bottles are just half used. And to be honest, I don't like ignoring my materials. I really like using everything that I have. I try to revision even scraps, which is what most of these pieces are made out of. These are the scraps that I didn't want to toss, and I didn't really have a solid, like, you know, I didn't really have a solid idea on what to use them, but like I said earlier, I thought I should add to the existing diorama that I have, and this is what I came up with. Just some stands that I can level up some of my displaying. Oh, we got some comments. I can't stay, but wanted to say hi and drop some likes. Yo, John, thank you so much, man. Today's the first time that I'm streaming on 3 different channels. I'm actually on YouTube, I believe, and the DIY channel on Roku station. So if you guys have those, please check me out in any of these 3. Roku, TikTok, or YouTube. You can find me under Cave Art Adventures, I believe would be the YouTube one. This is our first day, so if you're patient with me, I'd really appreciate it because we're seeing how it goes, and I'm really excited to get this going for everybody, especially myself. So these are some beautiful blues right here. What I started with is which one is this? Indian turquoise. That's that light blue that is popping right now, as you can see. So Indian turquoise is this light blue, and I use the lights on the top of these. I'll show you a different one. Now, why am I using the lighter blue on the top? Well, to be honest, most of my action figures have a lot of color black in them and just darker colors. I want them to pop when I stand them on my stances so that I can see the floor and so that I can see more of their outline instead of all of them fading into darkness, because that's not that fun, is it? Here you guys can see the same thing. Yo, everybody who's liking the channel right now, thank you so much. Everybody who's shared, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So yeah, that's the purpose of me using lighter colors on the top, so that our action figures can actually be seen and you can actually see the floor. And like I said, their silhouette and outlines will be more visible than just fading into black. It's kind of that simple. These are personal projects. There will be another project that I bring up, the one that I showed earlier, that is going to be up for sale. So if anybody wants to buy any of my products, please hit me up on the DMs and we can talk. Yeah. So what I normally like to do when I paint stuff, I don't just do one or two layers. I go up to 5 layers of paint, just because I really want those solid colors to pop, you know? Yo, Ra, thank you for those gifts. I really appreciate that. How's everyone else doing over here? Right on. I don't want to make them all the same color too. Like I said, I'm using a lot of blues, so I want them to just I want my eyes to travel through these blocks and stands really smoothly. I don't want them to just be caught up in one solid color, and my eyes having to work overtime to separate the plates that I'd created to give them more depth. You know what I mean? Like, I'll pull this one back up here, and then I'll show you guys in a sec. The different colors, there's different plates there, and I want them all to show a little bit differently. Some of them I'm just gonna color the same, but as long as they pop, and as long as you can tell that there's more than just one plate, that's what I'm going for. I'll show you guys this. And remember, these are my extra pieces. This isn't something fancy. These are just stands so that my action figures can stand on them, obviously. If I were to make these a little more fancy, I'd probably soften some edges, do this and that, tweak it in one way or another. But like I said, for stands, these are going to work perfectly. Thank you, Ricky, for hitting people up on TikTok here and helping me on guiding them on how to find me. Huh. Okay. So, like I was saying earlier today, I really want to do some coats of paint, coats of blues on these. Once I finish coating these, I'm going to move on to a different project, the armory. That one I'm really excited to show you guys. I just started that project, I think, like 3 or 4 days ago. It's been moving smoothly, and I'm really enjoying putting it together. Now you might be wondering, uh-oh, looks like I need to take a sec here. Okay, oh no. False alarm, guys. Looks like we're doing okay. Ra, thank you for joining me. You have a great day too. Start dancing. Starts dancing. What's up, John? How are you? Thanks for hanging out with me today. Okay. You probably noticed that a lot of these are already painted. Some of these already have 2 or 3 layers of paint. I am going over the spots that I might have missed at one point or the other. Rick, no problem, brother. You guys, Rick is my producer. He is the one that, he is my man behind on the computer. Wait, what was Ned's title again? The guy behind the computer, the guy in the computer? Tech support? He's also my producer. You guys give Rick a follow. Let him know he's doing a great job. Okay. There is one piece that I haven't touched at all. It's because I had to let the other side dry. And one of the most boring parts, I think the only boring part about painting, you guys, is watching paint dry. I hate that, you know. So once I paint some layers on, the next thing I do is I just walk away. Just walk away, let it dry. Don't stress yourself by just by rushing it either, because to add layers, you need them to dry. Otherwise, you're just going to be mixing all your wet paints and making them one whole thing. My stream is messed up. Ooh, I hope not. Jay, is my stream messing up here? My TikTok paused? Oh no. You guys, put a 1 down if my TikTok has paused for you too. It says you are paused. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Alright. Well, it looks like I'm having some technical difficulties with my TikTok, and that's just how things go here. Okay. It says that John was able to fix that issue by jumping out and logging back in. Hopefully that can fix the issue for you guys here. Awesome. Okay, it looks like things are working back to normal again. All right. So thank you guys for joining me right now. I know there's only a few of us here, and the numbers will only grow if I keep doing my job right. So let's hope I get the hang of this real quick. While I brush this paint on here, I'm going to ask you guys some questions. So normally when you paint, how many layers do you use before you're satisfied? Like I said earlier, I'm a 3 to 5 layers type of guy. Just like my bean dip, I like it thick. So okay. Here we have an L-shaped piece. Let me show you guys here. We have some different blues. I'm a really big fan of this metallic blue right here. I've used this blue so many times on so many dioramas before that I just can't stop. I really like it. Now this blue does look different. It does look different through the lens of a camera than it does when you're actually holding the piece here in your hands. I'll have to share this over here. I just like the shininess, you guys. As 3 to 4 layers, says John. Jay says as many layers as it takes. I like that. John, thank you for the gifts, bro. Much appreciated. If you guys aren't following John or Jay, what are you doing? They're awesome creators. They're always keeping me entertained for sure. Right. And like I said, now I get to work on the blank canvas over here. Normally what I do, as you can see, this is black. I blackwash all of my foam before I start adding any layers of colors, just because you need that blackwash to cover all those nooks and crannies that your other colors might not reach. So at least when you do paint them with colors, then the part that you see the least of is the cracks that are blackwash. I'm trying to decide which colors should I use here. If I follow these plates, you can see that some of them are going to connect to the bottom here. So this metallic blue goes all the way around, wraps around here, and then travels through this border. So what I'm going to need to help myself here to keep my colors in line, I'm going to use some of this electrical tape. But because I got this really thick one, I'm going to have to cut this up in half so that I don't waste all this beautiful tape, because materials are expensive and I'm not trying to run out of them on my first week, you know? So what you're going to do is just get yourself a strip. You're going to cut that to the length you want. And to be honest, you're just going to slice it down the middle. And boom. You're going to be left with that crooked side that you cut, because I have a crooked hand. And then you're going to be left with the straight side. Obviously, we're going to use that straight side to border the next piece so that we can work within our rounds. You guys remember those coloring books? Color inside the lines. Or you're gonna be messing up, and you don't want to mess up your art stuff, because then that means you have to go back and do more touch-ups, and the less touch-ups you have to do, the more fluid your work is, and that's really what you want. You want a flow when you're working, you know? Alright, it was as simple as that, and now that I've taped off this side, I get to tape off this other side right here, and then I can start throwing some paint down. Josh Beef, what's up, sir? Yo, I caught that live of yours earlier, man. I gotta say, I was really hoping that diorama that I made for you was the FedEx that came by today. But hey, it's all right. It's gonna have to be the next one, right? Looks like I placed that on the wrong line. Good thing this is electrical tape, because I don't want this to be tearing off all the paint that I've already put down. Remember that too, guys. When you border off any dioramas, when you're putting on some paint, make sure it's electrical tape. Don't use Scotch tape, and please do not use this duct tape. This will tear up your work, and this will also just peel all the paint that you've already put down. Alright. Looks like that went down pretty easy. Gotta give the paint a shake. I was too, it's all good. I know, my man. So, normally when I'm painting, I paint in silence. I don't always have to talk out loud, but the things that cross my mind are just everywhere. One of the things that I do want to talk about is Money in the Bank. What's up, everybody? Do you guys got your predictions for Money in the Bank? I have a wrestling ring that the more I watch wrestling, the more I want to recustomize it by painting it. I feel like repainting it to something more personal will, you know, give me that custom touch that I want in my collection. World building is one of my favorite things to do when it comes to collecting action figures and creating props and dioramas myself, because it's just fun. It's fun to create, it's fun to craft, and I definitely get you know, I get encouraged and I get inspired by the things that I watch. And like I'm saying, I really want to repaint my wrestling ring to something more appropriate that can match my world building experience. So I'm thinking of drawing or painting a logo that reflects ya boy Taven the Caveman and his cave art adventures. What would be an awesome name for a wrestling federation that revolved around caveman? I did see yours, Drosby. If you have one of the biggest rings I've ever seen, I am not familiar with what company you bought that one from. Do you know what toy company that one was? Okay, see, that blue's already sticking on pretty well. So the funny thing about this metallic blue right here, I'll give you the precise name. It's sapphire. You won't be able to read it there because the words are backwards, but take my word for it. If you're looking for this metallic blue, it's sapphire. You can find this at a Hobby Lobby or just about anywhere online, because you can find anything online. But yeah, metallic blue sapphire is what I use for my Danger Room dioramas and what I'm using for this stand right here. IV wrestling on his YouTube. Okay. It's a, wow, Mattel came up with that, and it's $100 ring. I'm glad that mine is not that much, because I'd be a little bit afraid to customize something that costs that much. But again, I gotta trust my skills and know that if I do start painting it, that it's gonna come out just fine, you know? Okay. Well, I did something. I got ahead of myself here, and I forgot to border off a line, which is pretty easy to do right here. Again, I just got to cut a strip of that tape that I've already cut for myself, and then add another one right here. Boom. And now I can continue my painting without worry. Alright. I do have many projects to work on. I actually have like 5 commissions right now that I need to keep up with, which I'm really happy about. So everybody who's waiting in line patiently for me, thank you so much for considering me to make your dioramas. I hope that once my work hits you, you are satisfied, because I know if I agree to work with you, I'm excited. I'm excited about the projects that I've been given to make. If you guys want to hear a little bit about some of those, drop one of your favorite emojis, or drop me a short, 5-worded sentence about how much you really want to hear about them, just so that we can get that algo going and pushing us forward for everybody else to see. Earlier, I was about to tell you guys something about this paint. This isn't like other paints. I'm not like every other guy, but this paint is actually very, it's a little coagulated, and this, so I have to do soft and slower brush strokes with this in order to cake it on properly. Otherwise, I'm gonna be sitting here brushing without any actual progress. So you gotta go a little slow so that the paint can stick to a certain, it's almost like paste. I want to say it's almost pasty, so you have to go slow and easy on it. Otherwise, you're going to be scraping the paint off. This is the part that I was talking about earlier. Nobody likes watching paint dry. So even though it's just this line, these 2 lines right there, my job now is to put this aside, let this dry before I even hit it with another layer. Otherwise, like I said, I'm just going to be scraping paint off. And that's something you don't want to do. Uh-oh, I did. Yo, I got blue fingers, y'all. Oh no. Well, that's something I gotta work on. It's a good thing I have some of this paint left over. And we can just do a little bit of that touch up, and then boom, like it never happened. Awesome. I do have a drying station right over here, which I am just gonna use a tote to hold my stuff, get it out of the way so that I can move on to the next piece. Right here, I'm gonna trust my hand right now. I'm gonna trust my hand, and I'm going to try and apply this paint without having to tape off these little corners right here. It's not the biggest deal, but if I have the time and the patience for it, I will add the tape. It's just, at some point, you gotta trust yourself. You gotta trust yourself. The better you get at this, the more trusting you are with not just how you paint, but also how you measure things out. Trust me, there's some people that have done this way longer than I have, that if I were to say, all right, can you cut me an inch of this or go an inch into this piece, they can do it by eye. And that's where I want to get. I want to be able to do this just free-handed, you know? That's next level stuff. But today we're going to take it a little slow, take the steps that we need to, in case I have to. Little things like that are okay, because it was just a little bit of line, and I didn't want to waste tape for that little bit. Little bits. Again, thank you guys for joining me. I know I haven't been on live much, but what a way to come back to live, right? Not only am I here again streaming for you guys, but I'm streaming in 3 different places. So that's gotta mean something, right? For my absence. Ooh, I like that right there. That was a nice stroke right there. Ooh, okay. Okay, so I'm just going to finish up this metallic blue sapphire paint and move on to a different piece with a different blue. My goal is to touch some of these up and then move on to my next diorama. I'm not trying to babysit this piece particularly all day. I do want to make some progress on the others, so I got to spend my time wisely and not worry too much about the little things. Just got to get that flow going. Dross Beef says, I might need 2 more Danger Room and a backstage wrestling one. Whoa, that's a lot. That's cool. Let's talk shop. If you could have a Danger Room diorama in your collection, what would the dimensions be? And who can you see playing with it more? Like, what X-Men would you use more? I'm not gonna lie, guys, to me, the ideal Danger Room would be one that can fit our Hasbro HasLab Sentinel and a few X-Men in there. That's the dream. Okay, let's go with a different blue now. I'm gonna put my 2 empty paint containers over here so I don't confuse myself. Like I said earlier, I got tons of blues to use, guys, and we're going to use them all, alright? Heck yeah. That one has that. I'm gonna get my handy dandy wet rag so that I can clean up as I go. Alright. Don't tell my husband, but this used to be his, and then I took it for my paint, for my projects, and now he hates me. Hey, but at least I only took one, you know? I could have taken the others. Never mind. I'm just gonna get myself in more trouble if I talk about that. Okay. Gotta give these paints a shake. Oh, there he is. Farm Tech says he already knows. Sorry, Hubby. Yo, Jensen, my bad. Unrelated, I missed out on the yellow and blue cable. No! Oh, I also missed when you said get the AEW ring. I saw that one at Ross. You guys, Ross is one of the toy collector's best friends. Like, go there and get your stuff for cheap. Trust me. I saw it at Ross, and I I had this thought then. I already have a ring. Do I need another? And I could have sworn it's the same dimensions as my WWE ring. Whoa. You guys didn't see it, but that was goopy. Talk about that goop scoop. Okay, let's do a little bit more painting. We're going to move on to this original piece that I showed you in the beginning of the stream. Our chat on YouTube again. Click chat. Okay. I am pretty new to all this stuff. I do have some stuff to be aware of right here, but if I missed anything, I apologize tremendously, and I hope that you repost it, recomment, so that I can get another chance to check out what you guys have to say. That would be awesome, but huge. Yeah, that is the problem, right? Our biggest enemies when my biggest enemy when I make dioramas is the space. Where am I gonna hold it all? This is why I invented the Diorama, so that I can make 2 dioramas and store and just have to store one. But I'm pretty sure there's a way. If I really wanted it, there's gonna be a way, and I'm gonna definitely make it and enjoy it. Okay, we got some blues there. See how? Look at that popping blue right there. It's almost like I love the way that the light reflects on these blues. I don't know. I don't know if you guys geek out about art like me, but the way that the lights reflect on the blues, I just love it. So as you can see here, I did start this one with a metallic blue, but because it doesn't shine as like it does when using it on the XPS foam, I'm just gonna change this to a different blue, and I'm okay with that. This is why the next blue that I'm using is my aqua. All right, aqua blue. Honestly, this is more of a turquoise in my eyes, but hey, you know what? I didn't make the color. Alright, so let's paint this way so you guys can see some of that as I go. You can see it's kind of the same hue, but more matte than anything. That metallic blue obviously has a gloss to it because metallic paints. But this matte blue right here, this aqua, just fills it in so much better. I really like that actually. I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but hey, I do like it. Awesome. And it looks like I might have gone a little too excited right here. So before that paint dries, just take one of your rags. If it doesn't come up with that, guess what? You can always get your paintbrush a little bit wet. I'll show you that because there was some leftover. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab a different brush. Make sure this is your cleaning brush. And by cleaning brush, I mean this. You're going to wet the tip on spots like I just did. I made a little mistake and I painted on the metallic blue. You can actually see it right there. Right? So what you do is you get that tip wet just enough to where it picks up what the little mistake that you made. And now the mistake is gone. So that's what you do when you accidentally paint a little bit outside the line. You get your cleaning brush, you wet the tip, and just lightly, and then you rub off whatever's excess there that isn't supposed to be. Alright. And like I'm saying, I've already added some layers to some of these. I don't need to add more to that right now. So I will push that to the side, let that baby dry, and move on to the next cube. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more pieces for these stands to go through before I can move on to my next diorama. What's the craziest diorama you have made? The craziest diorama that I made was a danger room. A danger room that I think was 40, I think it was 40 by 36 36 by, how long was that? 36 by, I think, 52. So yeah, 30 by 46 by 52, I believe. Very big danger room. I could fit a lot of stuff in there, but I ended up dismantling that one because I had made it out of a Eva foam. If you're familiar with Eva foam is the foam that cosplayers use to create armor. They use it to basically create their costumes, right? And one of the best tricks, or one of the best features of that kind of foam, Eva foam, is that you can engrave details to it. And then if you take a heat gun to it, it shrinks it, but it gives it that, it just gives it a more real look and feel to it. It hardens the Eva foam, and it really pushes out the details that you carved into it. And that's why I liked using Eva foam when I started, but that's also the reason why I stopped using Eva foam. It was a little bit too much of a hassle to work with. This is why I use XPS foam, which is what you're looking at right now, with other more stiff, flexible foam sheets that are more complementary to the bases that I put them on than anything. If you guys want to see examples of the foams that I use, just let me know and I will bring some out, because it looks like they're at hand's reach, so I can share that with you guys. Okay, so as I'm turning this around, I'm seeing if I can, oh, there's the spot that I was looking for. Alright, so just this corner right here is going to be that aqua that I have. I know that in hand, I can see the little imperfections, the spots that are still black washed instead of covered by the blues that I want it to be. It's great through the screen. You can't see the little black dots that I see, but the artist can see it, so the artist should know to cover them up. Now, if this was for somebody else, if somebody charged me to make these for them, I would not be leaving some of these imperfections on the foam that you can see here. That's just not the kind of materials that that's not the kind of work that I want to sell. This is for me, and like I said, these are just stands. These are the prototypes. Usually is what I call all my first projects that I want to invest in and make more of. So this is the prototype. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to lay the foundation for the next one. If you've noticed, I've already used 3 different brushes, which is always ideal. You don't want to keep using the same brush, especially when you have so many different colors and different areas to cover. Just keep switching brushes. As artists, I bet you have at least like 10 brushes, right? Use them all. You got the tools, you got to know when to use them. Make work easier for you. Don't get caught up on the small details, rewashing a brush here and there after you use it. And also, don't forget, wash your brushes after you use them. You want to keep using them. You don't want to have to buy new ones over and over again, because 1, it gets expensive, and 2, who likes spending money on stuff you can save by just treating them better, right? Like, save yourself $1, do that. Okay. So, okay. As you can see how the black is shining through this. There's imperfections in it, is what I call them, when they're not the solid color that I'm going for. And right now, another layer or 2 will take care of that. As you can see here. And if you're curious, yes, the bottom is hollow and it's not painted because it doesn't need to be. This is the part that isn't going to be visible, and I didn't need to stack them on top of each other to get what I needed out of this. So if you're going to cut corners, cut them with a big brain, you know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, well, this is a little different. I'm looking at you, looking at me paint. Is this something you like? Should we do this more often? Let's lock eyes. Staring contest, go. Okay, I can't stare directly at you, but I have to look at my work, but my eyes are not closing, I swear. Or blinking contest? Dang, did I fail? I think I failed. Dang it. Alright guys, you won. Show you guys over here. You can see the slight differences on the more wet looking, more fresh paint compared to the other spots. Looks a little faded. Don't get me wrong, it does look good without all the coats of blue, but I'm going for a solid color look right now, not the faded with other colors in there. Like I'm not going for that look right now. So that's why I'm using so many layers on this. Thank you everybody that's helped me on my TikTok here. Thank you for the likes. If you guys could do me the awesome favor of sharing this with everybody that you think would enjoy it, and everybody that you think would be annoyed by it. Love watch me or hate watch me, I just want you here and present. Love watch? I don't think that's a term. Let's not use that either. Can we scratch that from the record, y'all? Alright. So you guys see this side? I might have missed a little bit, but I'm gonna let that dry a little bit more. And I'm gonna tackle this other side with the rest of my aqua blue and give it another layer before I move on to the next piece. After this long piece right here, I got 5 little pieces that should move pretty quick. Again, these are just stands. I've been meaning to make some of these in different styles. I've been wanting to make a bleacher style stand, and something more like a, not like a war room, but this one's a little tough for me to describe because I want it to scream Avengers Hall / bleachers / council room, and that's a lot of imagination to put on just some stands, right? So there's always going to be like a lot put into how it's going to be expressed, maybe different angles, more cuts into them, and by that I mean not so blocky like these. These are pretty basic. They're just fine for what they are. Like I said, they are creating the building blocks for the next one. That's one thing too. I've noticed in the past when I try to make some projects, I would get caught up on the details and it would take me so long to get one thing out that by the end of it, finishing it, I didn't want to remake it. And now I tell myself, when you're making art, just make it. If you really like it, if you like the idea, don't let it stop you from flowing. Make it, put it out there, and then remake it. Remake it after you learn the do's and don'ts of the first project so that the next one comes out even better, because that's really what it's about. You want to get better in your craft with patience and having fun at the same time. So don't be too tough on yourself when you start making these projects, because you know everybody has a flow when they're in it, and you shouldn't feel pressured to have fun, and you shouldn't be having a bad time either. You know what I mean? I guess the key point to this is as long as you're having fun, you're doing it right. Right? Right. Okay, so I ended up using a different green over here, blue, and now it's starting to turn more green. So I'm going to be patient with this, let it dry, and then I'll tackle it again to see if I want to keep it in this hue or if I want to add a different blue to change the whole look of it completely. But I am kind of enjoying this little mixture that I just made. Ooh, okay. Alright, and now I can show you this side. Look at that. It's slightly different than the other side. Just slightly. Okay, I'm gonna let these pieces dry. Right over here. Oh, pardon me. yes, I will be getting out of my chair to move stuff around here and there because not everything's at arm's reach, guys. Now, was this one of the ones I was going to change? Yes, but not with that color, so move on to this one. Was I going to use it on you? Yes, I was. Okay. Alright, so the next one's going to be this top one. Okay. So, as we are working on dioramas, why don't we talk about some dioramas that are out there that people are excited about? Have you guys seen the all the new stuff that NECA is making? NECA Toys is just killing it. They're really, I believe, one of the pioneers for accessories or diorama pieces for their toy lines. There is the Freddy's furnace. There's Frankenstein's electric chair. There's Dracula's coffin. I believe Frankenstein's medical table, if you want to call it that. And what other pieces are there? There's so many pieces coming out, it's almost hard to keep track of all of them. But another company that's making really good stuff right now for dioramas and diorama elements is Tamashii Nation's Noodle Shop. They're the same company that makes all of our favorite SH Figuarts. I'm really excited well, I'm looking forward to the Noodle Shop. Now, Noodle Shop is for Naruto fans, but it looks like it's pretty compatible with just about all SH Figuarts. I'm gonna have to buy one to check it out because what I like to do sometimes is I like to buy action figures. I like to buy diorama pieces, props, and then try and rebuild them myself for the artistic value of learning how to do it. You know, of course. We can buy these off online. You can check places like Amazon. You can go and buy miniature pieces to help you fill in a diorama that you're making. What's that? Merriweather or Mayberry? I'm gonna have to double check the name, but there's an excellent store that sells diorama miniature pieces that can just help you fill in any piece that you have already. I do go through them a lot myself. Some of the pieces, I bought 2 new lights from that company, indirectly through Hobby Lobby. But they carry their products, and if you don't use them yet for your own dioramas, I suggest you give it a shot. Give it a shot because it's really going to upgrade your diorama game a lot. Trust me. Especially if you've never used lights. Lights on a diorama, that's some good stuff right there. Yo, All Day, thank you for the gifts, my man. All Day, I am streaming on, I believe, Roku through the DIY channel, and I'm also streaming on YouTube, I believe, and here. I'm trying this out, seeing if the peeps like it. I know I'm liking it. Anything to talk about dioramas and crafting, I think I'm down for. Which is the best platform? I mean, if you go to Roku, I'm pretty sure they're gonna like that. So if you go to the Roku, in fact, Richard, if you're still here, I know you are, buddy. Can you put down the info on how to find us on Roku, please, so that I don't give them the wrong directions? Because that's the last thing I want to do is give them the wrong directions, and then they're watching somebody else and not me. Okay. I did bring up the Freddy's furnace. Now that piece looks pretty cool. It has lights in it, and it's got a top, it's got a bottom, it's got walls. You know, that whole spiel. God, that was hilarious. I'm pretty sure that guy regrets saying that and then having the toy community be able to use that. But no, it looks like a great product. Some of the things that worry me, though, is Yo Boy is not made out of money. So what they're asking for is, I think, a little bit too much for someone like me, which is why I love being the creative person that I am, and I'm just going to make my own. But that is definitely one of the pieces that really caught my attention, because the simplicity of the engineering that went into it, and the practicality of it. At least for the version that I want to make. On my version, I really, really want to make a bed that can slide into the opening of the furnace and slide back out with lights underneath it that look like it's obviously engulfed in flames, which I think just speaks to the imagination, especially if you're going to use it for horror figure action, scenes and stuff like that. Yeah, I really want to make my version of that to where you can roll someone's body into the furnace. I know it's a little graphic, but we're talking about action figures and world building and imagination, and anything goes when it comes to action figures and creating. So don't get it twisted. We're talking about action figures, okay? Until we're not. JK, guys. Okay. Like I said, a lot of these already have layers of paint on them, so there's not too much that I have to do besides give them another layer and let them dry. I'm just trying to use all of this aqua that I accidentally squirted out here because I did not mean to put that much paint out. That's the other thing. I hate when I overuse paint. When I waste paint. So I'm 100% serious. I want the boys diorama. The boys, that would be a great one. Are you still interested in like a train? What was it? A train accident? No, you wanted Homelander attacking a train, a model train, right? That's what I remember from it. If that's not the complete idea, please put it down in the comments. But that's still an awesome idea. The Boys is one of those shows that's really it's so out there. I can't believe like it's even on TV. This last episode had me gasping and going, what the hell? So much. I'm really interested in the things that really spark interest, especially for people who don't normally collect dioramas. Like, I'm not going to get into his business, but I know that my friend here wasn't all into superheroes, the way that I am anyways. And once he got a hold of that show, things changed for him. And it's kind of fun to see that that show is what got him to thinking about, I think I want a diorama piece that expresses my love for this show. That's cool to me. Okay, I'm gonna rub my hands here and pretend like I know what I'm going to do next. And I got it. Boom. Okay, so I'm gonna paint the bottom of this, just in case I ever want to flip it over on the bottom. Just use this part instead of this other piece that has a few more layers to it. You can see that. So this one's gonna go with this color. I'm just gonna use the rest of this aqua on the back here, which I'm really surprised I didn't blackwash this other side. Huh. I must have been set on something else, but I'm kind of glad that I changed my mind right now, because I don't want to leave that blank. Not if I don't have to. If you're getting the vibe, like I used to be one of those kids that would carry markers and paint all over the place, you ain't wrong. I used to get in so much trouble for doing that. It was a way to claim that this is mine. And usually I would just paint on my dad's posters, movie posters, and band posters, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, he didn't like it much. So yeah, he learned pretty quick and got me some art materials, and definitely distracted me from destroying his stuff, which I don't recommend you ever do. Don't destroy your parents' stuff. Nobody likes that. It ain't cute. All Day says, I love the escalation of Kimiko getting wrecked. I mean, God, that lady. It's like, if there's gonna be gory stuff, they're gonna be, honed in on specific people. Kimiko, oh yeah, because of her abilities, they're gonna give him some cool scenes, Otherwise, what's the point of an immortal that can heal faster than Wolverine? I'm pretty sure she's immortal, right? Like, we're all in agreement. Kimiko isn't immortal. You guys watch The Boys, right? You let me know. Okay. Making sure that I... See, look at that. Earlier I said, make sure you clean your brushes, and I'm over here forgetting to at least run these through the water. Silly me. Don't do that. The grenade launcher was peak. Yeah. Bro, this last episode, there's so many scenes that just dropped my jaw. I can't even bring them up here, bro. Like, you know what scenes they were. It was just crazy. Okay, I'm just gonna adjust this a little bit for my liking. Here we go, so y'all can see me a little bit better. Reuse the brushes like a wooden cutting board. Hey, there we go. Gage, what's up? Locon, chomp, 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 chomp. I'm chomping away at these projects, bro. Everybody else, thank you guys for joining me. I know it's a hot day today, so I really appreciate that you have the patience through this heat to bear with me and just chill. That's pretty cool of y'all. Okay. Gonna brush some of that wetness off of them because I am also impatient. So if I can help them just a little bit, why not? You know? Besides, it gets them ready for the next time that I need them. Okay, so I'm gonna need a different paint. So you might be seeing my brushes and you're wondering, why are they cut like that? Well, I have these brushes that were like this long, and they were just protruding way too much out of the basket that I had them in. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna poke my face if I don't cut those. So that's why I cut these. And to be honest, I think I'm just going to repurpose the tips and add different brush tips to them. Because why not? Okay. So, we've used those blues. We're going to move on to a darker blue here. No, I think not. I'm going to let these layers dry, and then I'm going to touch these up with you guys after they dry, but I'm not going to rush these pieces or rush to the next layers. What I will do, pardon me, is we're gonna work on this guy. Yo, Locon, thank you for that, man. I really appreciate that. So what you guys are seeing is the face of this diorama. What you guys are seeing over here to my left is the side walls. What I'm going to do is I'm going to black wash these walls that haven't been washed yet. You can see the parts that I added, like this pink foam. I ended up using my hot wire foam cutter to cut these to these thin layers. I used to texture these blocks right here. If you guys can see, what I used was my geode. I have an uncracked geode that I like to use to texture these. Some people like using tinfoil, or like a rolled up tinfoil ball, but I just like using my geode. Who says you can't use nature to help? Okay, so let's clear this spot off a little bit more. I want to make sure that I don't spill my water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart, which is really easy to do. It's magnetized, so all you gotta do is just click these pieces apart. And I have some space here, so I'm gonna have you hold that right there. I'm gonna move these over here. There's a lot that goes into this diorama, guys. Believe it or not. Now that I've opened it up, you can see that I am working on shelves down here. You know what? Boom. Let me just pop this wall off too. I'm actually going to move this over here so I stay organized and at least some of my project pieces are grouped instead of spread everywhere. I'm not one of those mad scientists that leaves like a mess everywhere. I'm just mad and messy. I'm not a I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm not one of those geniuses with those trades that are just messy everywhere. I'm just messy. Alright, so these are some of those lights that I was talking about earlier. I haven't got the batteries for it, but once I do, these are going to be really fun to show off because it's going to illuminate anything and everything that I hang on these walls, which obviously are going to be the pew-pews for my action figures because, you know, they need somewhere to go. They need somewhere to go and somewhere to be, you know, like some fancy looking, and that's what I want. Okay. See, I get to take these out. These are easy to pull off. I'm going to place these over there, and then we're going to flip this to this side. Alright, and then we're going to do some black washing. It's not the biggest thing, it's not the most exciting thing, but it is one of the essential steps in crafting. You got to do the black wash. Otherwise, you're going to be adding way more layers than you want. Like, if you know, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop that much paint in there, and I'm just going to pour some of this water in there. You may be wondering, but it's blue. Bro, this is black paint. It's not going to matter that the water is blue. It's not. It's really not. If you think it is, you're worried about the small things. Let's not do that today. It's too hot to worry about the small things. Alright. So you're going to mix it in there. Real goop-like. Like, look at that goop, scoop. Talking about that goop, scoop. Okay. And you see it. You see all these divided blocks? We're going to start by putting the paint down in the cracks first, so that it fills in all those spaces. Because that's really the most important part of doing the black wash, is just getting those cracks filled in. Now, you don't always have to use black as the first wash. You can use gray, you can use blue, you can use brown, you can use any color that you want. All I recommend is that you use a color that you know is going to be in the color scheme that you choose for the piece itself. It could add, it's going to add character if you use paints that, you know, don't match your color scheme to it, your color theme, and that's okay. I just want you to be aware of what it's going to do. If that's something that doesn't worry you, good. You don't need to worry about it. But if it's something that's going to worry you later, like, oh, why did I add this turquoise to like this all black thing? Like, I don't know, why did you? Okay. And it looks like this is filling in pretty well, but what I want to do is I'm going to add a little bit more water just so it gives it a little bit more of that ability to go into the creases easier. You know, we want it to go in there. We don't want it to cake up just yet, because again, this is just the black wash. This isn't like a layer that you have to worry about. You're just trying to fill in all the cracks. There we go. That looks like a better consistency. You can say that I went with a solution of 80-20, 80 paint, 20 water. Let me catch up with some of these messages, you guys. Thank you so much for being in here with me. We got up to 5,000 likes. I appreciate your guys' patience. I appreciate you guys just giving gifts and just staying awesome. Lokan says, you know, you can scan those and turn them into 3D models. I have heard of that, yeah. I looked into those because there's different devices. You know, there's like different shapes, but the one that I saw is like it looks like a phaser from like Star Trek or something. I thought that was really cool. But those are pretty penny, and to be honest, I would use that scanner for other stuff. I think what the next level, I could be wrong, would be for me to contact a really awesome 3D guy that does 3D printing, or a gal, whatever, or can at least work CAD. CAD is an app, and I don't know how to work CAD. If you know how to work CAD, get a hold of me. Maybe we can talk. But CAD is out of my league right now. But I would definitely contact somebody who knows how to use that pretty well, to where they can replicate something that I've created on there, and then just 3D print that baby. That's another thing I need to do. I know I've been talking about this for a while, but that 3D printer of mine that I'm looking at right now that happens to be taking like a whole ass vacation and not working for me, I need to fix you, baby, because the stuff that I was making with the 3D printer, or I should say better, better say, I was repurposing stuff that I would find on free sites like Thingiverse and using those pieces to, substitute for one thing or the other. And I was having a lot of fun. Repurposing them, working my imagination and be like, yeah, this will definitely work as that. That was a lot of fun, to be honest. Anything that gets me involved with my imagination and having to just repurpose, I'm down for. Okay. So in the future, I got some goals to meet in the future here, guys. For one, I'm gonna do way better at advertising to you guys that I'm gonna be going live, that I'm gonna be on Roku, that I'm gonna be on YouTube, because y'all need to know it ahead of time, because I know one of the days that we don't want to waste on anything besides ourselves is the weekend. So for that matter, better advertising for this for these cave art adventures are gonna come up. I'm gonna be tagging all the people and just being the goof until you guys know how to find me, where to find me, and when to find me. Alright. I'm gonna add black right here. Now that I can cover this whole area, I don't have to be precise about it with such a big brush. Alright. Going down here. Lay this baby on the ground. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so I want to be able to show what I've got. Almost got it all covered in black. Alright. Once I cover this baby in black, I'm going to give it a chance to dry for about an hour. Probably not even that, but gotta give it a chance to dry. But it doesn't mean that's where the fun stops. I still gotta blackwash 3 more walls. I mean, 2 more walls, my bad. Okay. Whew. Side comment. One of the things I never noticed too much, even though it's me, my own body and everything, that I'm bald until it's so hot that I'm just sweating, you guys. It is so hot today. But I don't think it matters the weather. It's always a good time to whip out some arts and crafts. Especially if you're looking for a good distraction from whatever weather you're going to. Here in my town, I believe it's like 113. Oof. Okay. Almost got all these little corners here. Just about time to move on to the next. I want to make sure that I feel, I feel confident about this. Let's move on. Okay. Now, since the top piece is going to be covered by, by the ceiling, by the roof, I'm not sure if I need to paint this, but you know what? I think I will. I think I will, just because if it's not going to be, like, if I'm not going to put the ceiling on it all the time, I at least want it to match everything else around it. Because that ceiling looks like a piece that can probably work by itself aside, you know, like, just aside from this. So it'd be kind of fun if I could, you know, give it a different purpose and if this just matched. I guess I'm a stickler for those kind of details. I just want everything to match well. Okay, I'm gonna put this on my drawing board. I'll be right back. I'll show you guys the black washing that I've made for this, that I did. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Another quick look at the other side. These are my gun racks for my armory diorama that I am making. It's not for a particular action figure, it's just for all the weapons that my action figures have. There's so many of them that I kind of want to just display them instead of putting them in the box. Alright, that's one wall. Let's move on to this smaller side wall. This is side A. Whoo! It is hot in here. Hot in here. Okay. Alright guys, now I mean business. My glasses come off. Came off. Let's do this. Alright, looks like I'm gonna have to add some more paint to my mixture. And with more paint, I need some more water. Why is the water blue? I'm using Gatorade. No, I'm joking. Don't use Gatorade for your black wash. Or do, whatever. I don't know. Maybe you want ants in your house. Thank you. Well, my husband is awesome. He heard me complaining about the heat, and he came over here and adjusted the fan for me. What a sweetheart. Okay. Let's move on to this side. Let's scoot this back a bit. Sailor Man, what's up, brother? It was 107 today, he says. Oh my goodness. No. I don't like that. I think yesterday it got to like 116, I think. I could be wrong about how hot it got, but you could have sworn it got that hot, you know what I mean? Okay. So that's going well. I feel like I did the perfect mixture of paint and water right there. That's awesome. Okay. Don't worry too much about that. Let's get into these cracks. This diorama that I am working on right now is a dualrama. The idea is that if you flip and rotate the walls around, it will create a whole different scene. The main scene being the armory, and the opposing scene, or you know, the extra walls, are exactly this. Just, you know, some blocks and some textures, a few cracks here and there. But that's not the main part of it, it's just the base of it. What I really want to do is I want to add some decals. I'm thinking of, like, because it's an armory and I was originally intending for this to be for my Punisher action figure, I want to put in a bunch of those, like, you know, the crazy guy with the whiteboard and all the red line, all the red string connecting, you know, his clues to each other? That's what I want to do, but more mafia related for the Punisher, you know, for like a Punisher action figure. So he's gonna have posters of of all his, I guess, targets or people that he wants to, you know, eventually punish. Yeah, so it's going to be decorated with some of those. I'm thinking of possibly, what's the word I'm looking for? Engraving some, I don't know, bullet ricochets and stuff like that. I want to give this side character. I don't want to leave it just so plain to where it's just these blocks, you know, just an empty wall. It could be fun to just leave it like that, but honestly, it's looking like I'm gonna need some decals for it. Or I might even change my mind in the future. But first, I know that I have to paint this, I have to complete it before I can add any decals. So I guess that's really the point where I'll be saying, yeah, we're gonna leave it like this, or nah, we're gonna keep adding stuff. But until then, I gotta prep a little bit with some of my imagination and have a direction of where this can go. Ooh, it looks like, oh, okay, there we go. I'm going to tell you right now, actually I'm going to show you one of the, okay, can you tell me the pieces that were not sanded? Can you like tell which ones was and which wasn't? So the part of this that was sanded is all the green foam. I did not sand these pink strips right here because they were so thin, and I used a hot wire foam cutter table for these that it kind of sears the sides when you use the hot wire on them. So what does that do? Well, it leaves this glossy protective layer on top because of the heat, which makes it harder for some paints to stick. You can tell where it did stick, where there was more paint than water, obviously because it's really adamant where it's at. I'll show you guys here too. All the green foam was sanded. This pink foam right here, these strips, those were not. So when they're not sanded, you can see how harder it is for paint to stick on it. Sanding is not an essential part of this for everybody. It is something that I try to do as many on all the parts that I can sand. I must have just been excited and forgot to sand these parts, but then again, like I said, they're really thin, and I didn't want to, I didn't want to damage what I had already done, what I cut. So I left it like that, but that's okay. All you gotta do is just add a thicker layer of paint to those. That's really it. But the more important part is when you sand this XPS foam, the paints that you use stick on it a lot better. And that's something that you want. You don't want to continuously fight against your materials to get the look that you want. You want your materials to work with you. So that's why I would recommend always sand your XPS foam before you paint it. It'll help the paint stick a lot easier. Okay, there's some creases here I'm having a little hard time getting, so I'm gonna dip this bad boy in here and just let it go. Go, baby, do your thing. Get in those little cracks, that's right. That's how you do it. Go on, get in there. Go on, get. Okay. I'm trying not to let the paint bleed onto the paper back here, or to the main face, because I'm not trying to repaint the crafting paper. I don't believe I showed you that close, but I will once I get to the other piece, so you know what I mean. See, like right here, I just made that oopsie I didn't want to make. That's okay though. It's not the end of the world. It's just something that you gotta know to kind of blend in with the rest of it then. And sometimes you don't even need your brushes, you just need your fingers. Y'all remember finger painting? Okay. So let me cover this part up, and I can move on to the next piece over here because I really want to show you this crafting paper. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand you up. Well, I'm going to go put this on my drawing table. I'll be right back. Okay, let me show you guys this too. Black wash. You guys saw the other wall that has the same matching pattern crafting paper here. It's got the mesh. It's got the gun racks. This side didn't need any lights because the backdrop already has lights. That's going to illuminate everything I need to be illuminated. Looks cool. Once all this dries up, I will be filling this piece right here with some light spackling. You guys are gonna love that. I'll be right back though. Okay. So, today's cave art adventure is a lot of black washing and a lot of layering with paint. I will be having more projects to work on so you guys don't get tired of the same thing. Like, I'll be making action figure props, I'll be making other dioramas. Instead of just painting them, I will be crafting them with you guys. I will have tutorials on how to make this and that. So if that's something you guys are interested in, come on back. I'm going to try and teach you guys everything that I know. And hopefully I'll see some of your guys' work. And it'll inspire me to make more stuff. Really quick, before I continue this, I do want to share, this is another similar wall. This is side B. It's the exact same thing, but mirrored for the other side. As you can see it, it's got the same patterns in the back as the other walls. You don't have to make a design complicated for it to work. As long as you achieve what the main points that you're trying to put out there, then that's it, baby. You don't have to add more than that. I really like the simplicity of this. I had to make all of this by hand, and by this I mean this gun rack. I put all of this together. There's all sorts of fun things in here. For these bolts right there, I actually ended up using some googly eyes. These are googly eyes that I primed and then I painted silver so they could look like bolt heads that would go on industrial looking areas, you know, like on I-beams and stuff like that. And that's what I plan on using them for. So if you guys ever need bolt heads, then you can just prime these and then paint them silver and you got it. Okay, looks like we got some spicy stuff in the comments. Quinny, I'm so sorry, man. That does happen to a lot of us. You just gotta be more, you gotta be more savvy when you're on here, you know? It's either, they probably caught on that, you know, they caught on to you. You got, brother. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. August 6th, though. That's a long time to wait to have fun with your friends online again. If you get the chance to appeal, try and appeal again. Yeah. So, the more I work on these, the more I get inspired to make, you know, tweaks and change it in one way or the other. Like for the next armory that I want, I think I want to make the racks a little different. Just because if I make the same one over and over again, there's the pro of getting better at making the same thing, and then there's the con of staying in that, and you know, like only making that. If I can find different ways to make a similar diorama, I'm really excited about that, specifically because it helps me create new ways to express the same thought, and that's you know, that's going to speak to different collectors, because one collector might want something more cartoonish looking, where a different collector might want something more realistic looking. And I believe as an artist, I gotta be flexible and know how to do both to meet not just their needs, but for me to be fulfilled as an artist. I know I'm throwing the A word around, an artist, right? But you know, that's kind of what this is, because you got to put a lot of thought onto how it's made, and how you're gonna paint it, what paints to use to get that right look, and you just got to be aware, you know. Oh. Someone was trying to go live with me. Sorry guys, I'm not going live with people right now just because I'm hosting this Cave Art Adventure episode. I will be going live on separate dates where I'm not hosting my Cave Art Adventures, but until that day, I'm sorry, today I cannot go live with you guys. Yeah. So I know this is just a lot of my forehead and me painting stuff, but I really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I had a few more in here earlier. I know that you guys have a lot of stuff to do on the weekends. This is normally why I don't stream on the weekends, but it was very important for me to get this episode out to break the ice, as you can say, because this isn't our normal live with your boy Taven the Caveman. This is the Cave Art Adventures episode 1. I'm gonna count it as technically episode 1, just because we're gonna keep doing more, even though this is the test run, to make sure everything is working for my producers and because I'm gonna want some pointers, you know, for the people who are in here, been in here for a minute. If you guys got pointers on how you can experience this live a lot better, put them in the comments. I'm open to helpful criticism. But if you're just gonna call me a buffoon, like, I can do that with myself. You guys don't need to do that. So if you guys got some helpful criticism for the next one, I would really appreciate it if you put it down in the live. If not, it's totally fine. I'm gonna keep doing my thing and smiling anyways. But yeah, as a very special first episode of Cave Art Adventures, the numbers are gonna mean something to me right now. But the most important thing is that I know that I'm ready to tackle this, you know, in the long run. And I think those numbers are going to improve. I think the projects will improve. The readiness, you know. Like I said, I'm breaking the ice, baby. And it's okay. It's okay not to have everything at 100% the first time. As long as you're confident that this is what you want to do, right? Keep doing it, baby. Make art, not war. Challenge yourself, don't stay stagnant, all those kind of things. I support this message. Yo, Zio, what's up, homie? How's your brother doing? It's morphin' time. Shoot, even for some of the other older creators here, we might even play some games, we might have some trivia in the future. I got all sorts of things, you know, in my mind, just spinning, thinking, they might enjoy this and that, bro. You know, just bring it up and try and have fun with them. I don't always want you guys to just hang out with me to watch me paint. Like I said earlier in the show, I really want this to be something that people can participate in. So I will be dropping tutorials where I'll give you guys an advance, like warning in advance, so you guys can go and get the same material, so that we can work on projects together. Because I think that's something that's really gonna pop if I get some good volunteers to participate. Why wouldn't it? You know, we can make something happen together, and you can show me the way that you tweaked it with your own style as I guided you. And yeah, we're making art, baby. Zio says, being a buffoon. Hey, that's my thing. Okay, so it looks like the black washing has done what it can right now for the first layer of black wash. Do you need to add more layers of black wash? No, not all the time. Usually just one is good. Right here, you can see how it's kind of still fading, and you can see the green. Oh, I must have touched that with my finger. I missed it. Yep. So, because it's still a little faded, because I added way more water, not a lot, but I added more water than I wanted to. I'm probably going to wait for this to dry before I add another layer, which is why, again, earlier in the show, I said make sure you get your portions right so that you don't have to add another layer. In a perfect world, I wouldn't have to add 2 layers of black wash to this, but it seems like I'm going to have to. So, but that's okay. Like I said, as long as you're having fun, you're not doing it wrong. Okay. Add a little bit up here to the top because you want it to match the other side. You've already black washed the other side. Make sure you match. Alright. Okay, this is starting to cover up pretty well now. Okay, and just for fun, because I have a lot of extra black paint in there, I'm just going to lather it and let my drying table do the rest of the work. So, as I was painting this, you probably saw me use the brush and like the strokes and different angles and stuff to get into the cracks, which is totally fine to do. But now I'm going from one end to the other so it has a uniform look to it. You don't want to do that and crisscross all that, because then you can see what it leaves behind. So again, you want to follow one end to the other to give it that smooth look, and boom. Okay, I'll do the same on this side so you guys can see what I was just trying to demonstrate. When you do these, you can do that or whatever to get into your creases, but if you leave it like that, you can see where the brush was run through. So, like I said earlier, I want you to go from one end to the other to make those brushes uniform and to give it a slick look instead of a chaotic mess. Hey, if you're an agent of chaos, I'll get out of your way. But if you like some uniform to the, you like your paints to be all slick and uniform like that, that's probably what you want to go with. Okay, so now that I've completed black washing this wall too, I am going to put this on the drying table. I will be right back to move on to the next piece. So this is the base of our diorama. Typically these parts, the bases, can be left unpainted just because this isn't going to be seen at all unless you have one of those detail shelves where you can look up and then see this. At that matter, like when it comes to that, then yes, you can totally paint the bottom of your dioramas. I suggest you do if you think this color is an eyesore. Personally, I've gotten used to it so much that I tend to leave the bottoms unpainted, but today we're going to paint the bottom. For more than one reason. The main one is, I'm not about to waste all this paint that I just poured out. And since this is flat, I don't need to go any specific direction. There's no cracks to fill, so all I have to do is just go from one end to the other, guys. But if you want to be a little chaotic, have at it. Have your fun. Yo, No Name, how are ya? No Name Misfits. Thanks for joining, brother. today I didn't do too much of an exciting job. I'm over here hanging out with myself and some beautiful people. Just doing some black washing for some of these dioramas that I'm making. I did a few layers of glue on my other stands that I want for my action figures. But the next show, you're probably going to see me put something together, or you're going to see me working on the more elaborate, I guess, paint apps of this project and the other. So if you can, just from one side to the other, trying to be uniform with that, you know, keep the flow going. Yeah. How have you been doing, man? I saw those videos you posted, you guys. I love that I can recognize your videos and be like, oh, hold on, I gotta watch this. Because I know it's your stuff, you know, for the most case, your NECA collection, all the ridiculous stuff that you make one of them suffer through. Shit cracks me up, bro. Pardon. That is one of the best parts of meeting creators that, or just anyone with an imagination, you guys. I love where their mind takes them with their toy collection, because I'm pretty sure every toy collector out there, once they start handling and posing their toys, they're creating stories in their minds about what's going on. And if you have the possibility of adding a scene to it, then you're expressing your imagination in that next level. You're world building. You're making your world a little bit more real every time you add a different prop, an accessory, a diorama, a new character to your roster. You're making your world building more real, and I love that. And No Name Misfit over here just happens to crack me up all the time, because it's usually one of his what's the kid from Home Alone? He's usually getting in trouble somehow. Someone's hurt by a horror figure. It's just hilarious to me. I wonder, what were they thinking when they put this up? Like, what is going on, you know? And I find that pretty fun and inspiring for me, you know? Because I'm over here just making stuff. I'm not always playing with my action figures. So, like, I live a little vicariously to you guys. No Name, I will be having a more steady, I'll have a steady schedule going live from now on. You will definitely catch me here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific time. And I'll be crafting, doing some DIY stuff, sharing updates on projects that I'll be working on, starting new ones with you guys, doing tutorials where you can follow along, and basically make your own version of whatever I'll be working on. And I can't wait to do that part, because you and a few others were asking me, when are you going to do tutorials? When are you going to do this and that, so that we can learn ourselves? And that's one of the main reasons that I want to do that, is because it's been asked for, and I don't want to let you guys down. You guys are interested in it. I want to help you guys save some money and help you guys express yourself artistically and be there when you have questions. So it's because of people like you, Mr. and you, that I am making these next future tutorials. And I hope to see you there, you know? I will be giving you guys warnings with like a list of stuff to acquire before we start, so I'm not just dropping it on you. Even though you will be able to follow these videos on YouTube, I believe. So even if you do miss a day, you'll be able to go back to them, but you'll still have plenty of prep time in case you want to do it live with me. Okay, it looks like I missed some blackwashing on some of this on the first go, so I'm glad that I'm adding some more now, because now I can cake it on, baby. Cake, 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 cake. Ooh. There's all sorts of things that I really want to do and achieve with you guys, not just by myself on this channel, but to help people, because I know the struggle, you guys. I know the struggle. I used to be there. I didn't originally just like I was a toy collector for so long, but the things that I was really jealous about was this one contest called Oktoberfest, and it was basically people doing toy photography to the next level. They had effects, they had captions, they had themes, they had dioramas, they had this and that, and I thought, how do I get into that? So one day I made a diorama and I was hooked. After that, I couldn't put it down. I kept on crafting and told myself that I was going to get so good that I was going to be able to sell these to the people that really wanted to help to complete their collections. And now, I'm really happy to say, to announce that where I'm at, I hold a patent for a Diorama, which I'm really proud of. Me and my friend Jay worked our asses off to make that a thing. I'm really proud that I have the confidence to say that I want and can and do sell my pieces because people want them. I'm really happy that I can say I have 5 commissions waiting for me to get to them, and other people that are still waiting to get in line because they like what I do. They like me, I hope. And I just would love to see more and more of my art pieces in their houses, and just to be that one guy that said that they can say, yeah, he was my first diorama maker that I contacted, and I contacted more, even if it's not just me. As long as you're into it and keep doing it, keep world building, that's really what I want to push. I want to push you guys to really just be all about your imagination. This is our escape. This is our escape from real stuff, and I just want you to have fun. I want you to have fun, be creative, and enjoy it, and even pass it on to someone else. Like I said, some of the things that you'll learn here, you will be able to teach to the next person. Maybe you want to do a project at home, and you don't want them to know you got it from me, and you want to say, hey, I know how to do this. Well, I can keep a secret. Let's do that. It's fine by me. So I do have a schedule. Like I said, it is going to be from 3 to 5 p.m. We started a little bit late, so right now I'm doing the wind down where I get to talk to you guys about it. Oh, okay. I just saw that we have some stuff over here, but that's totally okay. That's out of my hand. I'm letting go and letting God, as some people say. Like I said, all I gotta do is I show up and do the DIY part, and everything else is up in the air. I will be working to make these shows a lot better for you guys. I really want to keep you guys captivated and entertained to the point where you don't log off. So if you guys have helpful criticism or bad criticism, I guess I'll take that too right now, because I'm too happy for it to make a stink out of my attitude. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is gonna be a weekly thing now, at least 3 times a week, until I feel like I can add more hours to it. Because on the days that I won't be doing this, I will be prepping for the days that I do show my face on here, which will mean new projects, new toys. More reviews, more unboxing videos. I will be showing you guys some of the steps that I take to do some of the things that I do, and tutorials, like I said. It's just going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be looking for things to keep me busy, to keep you guys entertained, and hopefully it'll be translated perfectly where you get it in the first time. Because I know I tend to rant. Sometimes I even miss my own point, but I have fun doing it, so I can't say that I feel bad. Just hang in with me, be patient with me, and I feel like this will go far. We got about 10 to 15 minutes left on this, and I did want to say this for the end. I'm going to open an action figure with you guys just because I want to leave on a higher note, I'm having fun just painting stuff with you guys, but let's leave on a higher note, and I'll open an action figure with you guys really quick. But first, let me put this on the drawing table. Whew, okay, I made it back. So as you can see here, we have a Marvel Legends Thor action figure. It's from one of the more recent waves. It's already kind of like old because it's the controller wave, and you guys know how fast Hasbro moves. Usually they're just like wave after wave after wave in a year. I think we get like 4 waves a year or something like that. I could be wrong, but right now I'm gonna open this Thor action figure with you guys because it's gonna be the next action figure that I do a breakout video for. If you guys aren't familiar with my breakout videos, please check out my TikTok. One of them is pinned to the top so you can see what I'm talking about. I really enjoy doing those. I know that you guys really enjoy the breakout videos, but first, I gotta check this guy out. Toxic Retro will be on at 8 p.m. Oh yes, and our friend Toxic Retro Rewind will be on at 8 p.m. Central. You guys can see it in the messages here. If you guys don't know him by that name, you might remember him as Cringer. I love Cringer. He's quite the character. We were watching Freaker Friday the other day together, and I didn't remember there was so much singing in that movie, you guys, but apparently there is. I needed to rewatch. So don't forget to catch Retro Man, aka Cringer, at 8 p.m. Central, or CST, my bad, this next. Right. Okay, so now I get to open this guy. I'm looking for my X-Acto knife because I don't like ripping tape off of these things. Even though I'm about to make the biggest mess when I do a breakout video for this guy, I don't want to ruin the tape right now because before I do the breakout videos, I do have to put everything back as neatly as possible so that the breakout part of it looks legit. So there's a few tests that I give my action figures when I open them up to make sure that they are legit what I want, right? First off, we gotta account for all the accessories that comes with. Normally, you don't get these many accessories with a Thor, so I'm really happy that they gave us more than usual. It comes with, like I was saying, they gave us a lot more accessories for this action figure than usual, so I'm really happy about that. Let's check some of them out. They give us the Build-A-Figure head for the controller Build-A-Figure. They give us his illuminated mirror. Yeah, mirror right there. His illuminated mirror. I can't say it, guys. I can't. Some electric effects, which are always nice to have with your God of Thunder, as you can see. They give us one of his ravens, or Odin's raven, which is awesome to have. I don't think I have this animal in my collection yet. It's Mr. Miller. I don't think that's the name, but we'll go with Miller. It's Miller time. Whatever. JK, guys. And then we have the same crow again, or raven, in his, you know, like, his, you know, he's just chilling stance, you know? This is him caw-cawing away. So that's cool. They gave us 2 ravens. And now let's slip this hammer out. I thought I was worthy. My bad. Why did that work when I took it out? I can't move it now, guys. Sorry. I guess I'm not worthy. Yeah. And they also gave us 2 different hands, which are the close-fisted hands that you obviously need for a little fisticuffs. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we got 2 closed hands. And one of the most important tests that you can give an action figure is the smell test. The smell test? Everyone knows about the smell test, right? Yeah. They say you can tell it's a fake or a knockoff if it doesn't smell right. Oh, God, yeah. Go ahead, smell it. Smell it. Can you smell it through the camera? Smell it through the camera. Go on. Oh, my God. I'm not weird. You're just not weird enough. Alright. And I do have all the pieces for this Build-A-Figure. I will be putting him together after I do unbreaking videos for the rest of these action figures, because that's the only way I do it. I'll show you guys controller's Build-A-Figure head. Looks pretty creepy. It almost looks like the guy that played Hellboy. What's his name? Ron something? It's not Ron Burgundy, but anyways, it almost looks like Ron, the actor, I think that's his name, that played I'm thinking of a different devil now, that played Hellboy. Okay. So, the worst part about opening toys for me, you guys, is this. I hate that sound. It just made my mouth wet. I don't like that sound. Oh my gosh. Let's hope I don't have paint that's gonna rub off on him. Oh goodness. I don't know if it's the heat in my house, but the joints on here, they are not loose. They move smoothly though. Like, they are smooth. Oh gosh. I'm so glad, because nobody likes those tight joints, and nobody likes the weak joints. Like, look. See that? It doesn't shake the legs. They're stiff, you guys. See that? No loose joints. That's what's up. Like I was showing over here, no loose joints. That's something that we look forward to when we open these. These joints are moving smoothly. They're not sticking. It doesn't feel like they're stressed. The articulation is a little limited, but that's okay. It's not a deal breaker. Usually with the heftier characters, they're given a single joint on the elbow. Some Thors do come with 2 joints. That's something this one was not given. It's okay. It's probably because it's size. But if Hasbro's listening or ever does, give us double jointed elbows for our bigger guys, because we need that same expression. We need that same articulation that you give the skinnier guys. Like, can you imagine a Hulk or a Thor with the articulation of a Spider-Man, just so that they can achieve all the cool stuff we want them to achieve? Yeah, I really like this. There's some action figures that when they're in the box, I think, I'm not going to have fun playing with this action figure once I take it out. And the opposite for some, right? This is one of those action figures that I thought was going to be less fun. I can already tell you, I'm going to have fun playing with this guy. I'm probably going to play with him for the rest of the night before I put him back to do a breakout video. If you don't know the difference in an unboxing, this is an unboxing video right here. This is the unboxing part. I unboxed it. I'm showing you guys, giving you a quick review. The breakout videos are when they break out of the box and all hell breaks loose. Those you will be able to find on my TikTok pinned at the top. Looks like I got a few minutes here. I want to check out some of the articulation on the chest here. I thought for a second there that this was soft plastic that was going to be able to move at the waist. It is not articulable at the waist. It is a stiff one. It's just got the joint that moves the chest, which is okay. Like I said, bigger figure, different tooling, different handicaps, and different articulation. But again, I'm going to put it out there for the Hasbro gods to hear. If you guys could please just be awesome and give them the articulation that the fans want. Remember your motto, fans come first, right? So, so help us out with that. Okay, but you know what? This is probably like an 8 out of 10 for me for the action figure itself. There's a few things that I really do have a big gripe on. I really want Hasbro to move away from this stiffer plastic for the heads, especially because if you want this action figure to look up, he can't. If you want this action figure to look up, he just can't because of the hindering of the long hair back here, which is great detail because it's accurate, but there are softer plastics out there now that they could be using that wouldn't have the same issue, and that's just what I'm trying to push out there. So that's fun for me. This is a fun toy. It's a 8 out of 10. It's only 8 out of 10 because of the lack of articulation in some spots, and they're always all going to be 8 out of 10 if they have those articulation issues, because it's been a minute. It's been a minute that we've brought this up to Hasbro, and without them, you know, like, they just need to pay attention to these kind of things again in order for us to be completely satisfied. I know we can't get it all, but they can sure as heck give it a go. You know what I mean? Everybody who's joined me today, I have oh, it looks like my time's up, so I'm gonna wrap it up with you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. This is my first episode of Cave Art Adventures. You can find me streaming on Roku. If Richard, if you could put up the directions on how people can find me on other sites up on the chat, that'd be awesome. But I will be on Roku, We'll be on YouTube once we get that going on. I believe we're on there right now, I believe. And I'll also be here with you guys on TikTok. I'll be doing a lot of diorama work. I'll be reviewing toys. I'll be making action figure props. I'll be drawing sometimes. Sometimes I'll just be sketching with y'all, making projects with you guys. And if I didn't say it already, tutorials. I'll be teaching you guys how to make the stuff that I make, giving you guys a list of materials to accumulate so that we can work together, or that you can work on it on your own time. I am going to put him back in the box, because I think right after this I'm going to set up my diorama to do an unboxing video, a breakout video, and I'll be posting that within the next few hours or tomorrow morning for you guys to watch. What are you doing shoving that thing in there? Hey, relax, okay? This is family friendly, y'all. I know you were talking about the action figure. Oh, the action figure, right. Anyways, Justin, quit being naughty. Everybody who came in, who dropped some likes and dropped some gifts, I really want to thank you guys again. My name is Taven the Caveman. This was a Cave Arts adventure. Don't forget, stay awesome, stay geeky, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, so now that I've said my goodbyes to the people of TikTok, I want to give you guys my attention. Again, this is the first episode. There's a lot of things that I'm going to learn from this. A lot of do's and don'ts. Hopefully the next one's going to come out a little smoother. It's going to be more eye contact with you guys, and there's going to be more people here. I love you guys for being here. This means a lot to me, but it's about that time. I think we're going to call it good, and hopefully we'll see you guys on Monday at 3 to 5 p.m. Central. PM at Pacific Central, Pacific time. Oof. I've been talking for a long time, you guys, and it's hot. I'm gonna go get some water, maybe a snack. I don't know, something like that. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. I will catch you guys in the next one. Whew. All right. So now I gotta get a hold of my man. Where you at, Richard? Are you here? I believe I am. I think I'm gonna mute myself just so that I don't. Nope, I'm gonna chill here until Richard comes back. You guys, I had a great time doing some painting, kind of getting the nervous jitters out of my way is always a big thing to do. If you couldn't tell, I was nervous. This is my first episode. I'm being real with you guys right now. Shooting some facts with y'all. I'm really enjoying this, getting the chance to just put my stuff out there. I know that this is going to be a great opportunity for me to teach somebody how to craft, you know, how to upgrade and level up their own collection would be awesome, and that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. There's a lot of creative people out there, and I just really want to build a place for everybody to connect through that, you know. I think it's going to be a great time. Hopefully you guys had fun. Hopefully I'll see you again. And all that good jazz. And please don't forget to follow me on TikTok at caveartcustoms/Taven the Caveman. That's TAVIN, the Caveman. And yeah, I'm gonna have a wonderful rest of the day. I got some cool stuff lined up for me and my husband. Hello. More of the camera. Okay, I'll make that change. Everything's off right now, right? Did you is the show still going or? You're breaking up again.